Park Montessori Cougars, and your Deer Park Wildcats. And now to recognize the lineup starting with the visiting Park Montessori Cougars. Number 6, Aliana Chakra. Number 15, Anais O'Dowd Serrano. Number 14, Maddie Pig. Number 13, Anaya Williams. Number 21, Amaria Bolden. And now the starting lineup for the visiting Cougars. Number 13, Maya Ramsey. Number 17, Cleo Koch. Number 2, Kelly Ott. Number 7, Lily Molina. Number 8, Brooklyn Florence. Number 1, Elena Espinoza. Number 9, Skylar Coleman. Number 5, Kendall Cole. Number 11, Edie Coates. Number 12, Taja Brode. And number 16, Zoe Bess. And now the lineup for your Deer Park Wildcats. Junior, number 4, Paige Rainey. Freshman, number 5, Luna Palau. Freshman, number 7, Kelsey Woodward. Freshman, number 9, Samaya Swagman. Senior, number 11, Gabby Stewart. Senior, number 16, Angelina Tong. Freshman, number 25, Zoe Montero Gutierrez. And now the starting lineup for your Deer Park Wildcats. Freshman, Kylie Hensley. Junior, number 15, Ashley Novak. Junior, number 14, Delaney McGean. Freshman, number 6, Marley Davis. Junior, number 2, Ashley Rodriguez. Sophomore, number 1, Savannah Brookbank. Senior captain, number 3, Josie Topping. Junior captain, number 10, Eden Sevilla. Senior captain, number 12, Kaylin Harrison. Senior captain, number 13, Rachel Walker. And starting in goal, freshman number 00, Lexi Joyner. Head coach for the Wildcats is Morgan Walkendorf. At this time, can everyone please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
Thank you for joining us tonight as we welcome in the Clark Montessori Cougars to take on our Deer Park Wildcats. My name is Becca. Thank you for joining us tonight. Both Deer Park and Clark come in with winning records, with Deer Park sitting at 3-1-1, with our lone loss being to CHL rival Reading. And Clark Montessori comes in at 2-1-1. But for our Wildcats, two huge games last week, with the win over Finneytown. So we are getting ready for kickoff here. Apologize for the glare and the sun. As the sun goes down, it will be a little bit easier. I will say it is just as bad up here in the press box trying to see these games. So we have kicked off. Clark starts with the ball. And they are saying she went out of bounds. So it is a goal kick for your Wildcats. Freshman goalkeeper Lexi Joyner, who had quite the week last week in goal, along with a goalkeeper assist in one of the games. So pretty good job from her. And they are going to get the Clark Montessori attacker on offsides again. Apologies, it's hard to pick out numbers right now as the sun goes down. It makes it hard to see from our press box up here. Joyner plays it in. Cougars are able to squash the Wildcat attack, but Rachel Walker gets the ball right back. Ball is out for a Deer Park throw. All right, and we are back in play. Ball went a little bit further. Cougars on the attack. Cougars with the shot and they go and the score. My apologies. First broadcast of the season. Still getting in tune with it. So Cougars strike first. 2.5 minutes in. All right, so Wildcats are looking to equalize here. Alrighty, so that goal was Callie Opt from Clark. She leads the Cougars with 6 goals, so that would be her 7th on this season, as well as points with 13, which means she has an assist in there somewhere in their first 4 games. at least. Wildcats able to clear it out. Looking for an opening to break through. Wildcats give the ball up in the middle of the field, and the Cougars are on the attack. Bridge Walker is able to touch that through. Cougars with the counter, able to scoop that up there, and they clear it. So if you're the Wildcats, a lot of standing around right now. Something you would not like to see. So looking to pick the energy up, get moving. Ball is out for a goal kick. Yeah, the Wildcats still getting their legs going. For the game, we got a Clark substitution. Walker clears it out the back. Nice 1-2 there in the middle. And can't quite connect on that pass, but Walker's able to punch it forward. Novak can't quite corral that one. Good clearance by Davis. Looked like a handball there on the Cougar player, but we play on. And we have a foul on the Cougars. So free kick on our defensive end. All right, Novak can't quite get there, but she ends up getting a piece to it. So it will be a Cougars throw in there on the far side. Again, apologies as it is hard to see numbers and such until the sun goes down. The lights are just now coming on. So typically for the first like 15 minutes of a 7 o'clock game, we struggle up here in the press box to see, but it gets better as the game goes on. Cougars play it in, and it is another goal for the Cougars. So Wildcats have dug themselves a little hole, being down now 2-0 within the first 10 minutes. But we've seen this before with when Cincinnati Christian came in town, so I'll never count our girls out.
Clark goal scored by number 13, Maya Ramsey. Number 13, Maya Ramsey on the Cougars goal.
So that Clark goal was Maya Ramsey. Good way to lock it in by Harrison. Sorry about the camera going kind of away from it. We are using a new camera this year. We are using the huddle cameras that are installed at the school, which means instead of a human operator, it is a ball tracking software, and even that struggles for the first bit of the game because of the sunlight. It struggles to track the ball. Anyway, we have ourselves a Wildcat corner kick. Ball gets played in, and Harrison knocks it in. Great job on that quarter. Senior captain Kylan Harrison with the goal to pull us up within one. And we'll confirm that's who scored from our announcer, Joe Holt.
Deer Park goal scored by number 12, Kaylin Harrison.
Kaylin Harrison, my apologies there. But it's 2-1 now thanks to the Harrison goal. Alrighty, so we are just under the 10 minutes past mark, and score is 2-1. The Clark Cougars. Alrighty. So that should be a huge momentum shift toward Deer Park. Hopefully it wakes them up a little bit.
Park substitution is number 14, Maddie Pitt.
Novak is able to slow them down, and they are saying it is Deer Park throw. So of course from here we can't tell if there was a touch, and okay, we have a sub. I was like, they are now giving it back to Clark. So confused with what they saw there.
Park substitution is number 9, Skyler Coleman. Deer Park substitution is number 9, Samaya Swayman.
All right, Swegman checks in to the game for the first time, and even though the AR pointed that it was Deer Park's ball, they gave it to Clark. So touch overhead by the Cougars. and it is out for a goal kick. Ball gets Sibelia, touches that forward. Playing on her birthday, so happy birthday, Eden. So our camera's not liking that corner here to start the game. And there we go. Alright, so plays it back to McGinn, to Walker, back out. She crosses it over. Can't quite get the touch on it. So promising attack for the Wildcats, but it's going to be out for a Clark throw-in. Here, Deer Park, you want to lock this in here. Stay in our attacking portion. And as of now, looks like the Wildcats did just that. No foul there on the play. Walker comes up a little bit gimpy, but looks like she is all right. Nice step up by Topping. Davis takes it down the side. Clark is looking to counter, but can't quite corral on the sideline, so it will be a Deer Park throw. Deer Park's throw goes right back out from the Clark player, so we will inch forward a couple yards and continue on.
If anybody's interested in doing ball work or ball drill, the team would love to have you. Please take it away from the track. Again, anybody interested in doing ball work or ball drill, will be very much appreciated. Thank you.
And we keep inching forward as we go.
That includes Megan Walker.
So Clark clears it, goes on the counterattack. Good hustle by Topping there. Lexi join there. Is able to corral that one. Punt is touched by Clark. So touch outside goes a little too far on the sideline, so it will be Deer Park throw. Nice play by the Deer Park defense there to
Starting 10 game for the
messed
Cougars.
up the shot.
Shot prep. And number 21, Wolfe.
So we got a Deer Park goal kick. Cross goes untouched for Clark. Deer Park looking to clear, but it goes out for a Clark throw-in. Sibelia plays it on up. A-Rod can't quite corral it. All right, we have a Deer Park substitution. We got Gutierrez coming in. Checking in the game for the first time. Ball goes out for a Clark throw-in. We are about the halfway point of the first half. The Cougars lead 2-1. All of the scoring so far has been all within the first 10 minutes. So both teams are settling in, really finding their rhythm. We are in for an exciting night here at Harry Yagi Stadium. And looks like they called a bad throw on the Cougars, so it'll be a Deer Park throw.
Deer Park substitution is number 16, Angelina Tong.
Tong enters the game, taking out the goal scorer Harrison. He then clears it. Deer Park with the clearance there goes out for a Cougar throw-in. Ooh, that was a dangerous clear out. Puts it right in the middle. The shot was off for Clark. Wildcats can't quite clear this ball out. And finally, Lexi Jr. comes up with the ball. Gotta say, I'm pretty excited to see how she develops, both as this season goes on, as well as hopefully her remaining 3 years with us, as she is just a freshman. So hopefully that will bring some stability to the Wildcat defense, and we are able to really grow in that aspect. So we got a handball called on the Cougars. Joe Park loses the ball there at midfield. Plays it up. Joyner with herself another save. Tong gets it over to Walker. Good job on the sideline there. Goes out for a throw-in for Clark. Even looking to start the attack. And we've got no promising attack is cleared out by Clark.
Number 12, Road. Your park substitution number 15, Ashley Novak.
Ashley Novak re-enters the game for the Wildcats. Sebelia's touch is too wide. Novak with the clearance. Another Clark throw-in there on the far side. I feel like most of this half we are chasing balls and waiting for the game to restart. Those of you listening or watching and would like their children to volunteer as ball kids, either for our men's and women's soccer team, we would greatly appreciate that. Believe they get free admission into the game and a little snack at halftime, as well as they get up close and personal with our teams, really get to see what being on the varsity squad entails. And there's certain things that being on the field compared to being in the bleachers just watching or even watching the stream, you can't tell you need to be on the field. So if you have any interest, go on our social media sites. There'll be a sign up genius that our boosters did to sign up to volunteer. So ball goes out for a goal kick. And ball is put back in play. Wildcats can't quite clear it. Still having trouble clearing this ball out. And it goes out for a Clark throw-in. A-Rod looks to track this one down. And Wildcats are able to cut that off. And it is going to be out for a corner kick. All right, so under 10 minutes left. If I was Deer Park, I would pack it in. You know, they've been on the defensive most of this half and just kind of make it through to halftime, make some adjustments at the break, and really come out strong in the second half of the game.
Cougar substitution number 3, Anaya Williams. Your Park substitution number 12, Caitlin Harrison.
All right, so Harrison checks back in to the game. All right, so ball is out for a Cougar throw. And now it's easier to see. Just needed that sun to go down behind the trees. All right, so Rachel Walker tracking the ball. And don't know if that was supposed to be a shot or a cross. Either way, the Clark goalkeeper is able to scoop that up. Walker comes in leading the team in goals and points. She came into this game with 7 goals and 16 points. She was wide open in that middle. Topping's able to close it down and have the ball go out for a Cougar corner kick. So the Cougars here look that, you know, they're going to set everyone out outside the 18 and kind of rush in. So Deer Park needs to keep up with their marks, as the play is happening and clear the ball without any incidents. And they are able to do just that. Nobody is there to grab the clearance. Right now we are seeing a lot of space between our defense and our forwards, especially on plays like that, which that will make it harder for your defense to clear out. So hopefully we can get that squared away and we go from there. So A-Rod's going on goal. Too much hard of a touch. And it goes out for a Deer Park corner kick. So Wildcats look to tie it up here. This is how we scored our first goal. Kind of a near post run in by Harrison that she was able to just have a beautiful shot on that. If you need to re-see it, it was at the 30-minute mark. So at halftime, you can go right ahead and rewind that back. We will have about 10 minutes for halftime, so plenty of time to rewind back and join us back live. So it looks like they were trying to do it again with the near post shot. And at first I thought they were pointing that it was a goal kick by Clark. So ref didn't make a clear distinction, but that's all right. So pops back out, another cross goes over into the other goal that is one of our practice goals. And it is a goal kick for the Cougars. So 5 minutes to go. Deer Park looks to have a little bit of life. So hopefully we can finish this half strong. Clark goalie is able to swoop that one up. Novak with the clearance. Harrison can't quite crowd that one, so the Cougars will be back on the attack. So the ball gets played in. Nice strong tackle there by Ashley Novak. Davis loses it in the midfield. Good strong defense there. But nobody was home for the Wildcats, so we are back on the defensive. Ball goes out for a Cougar throw-in. All right, so we have 3 minutes to go in the half. Harrison tracks that down. Davis with a nice stance there, but Walker loses it right there in the middle of the field. cross in by the Cougars. And we are able to clear it.
2 minutes remaining.
And
First
Lexi
half.
gets herself another save there. Again, I don't keep official stats or anything up here, so don't know how many that is for her. We will see when Coach Morgan Walkendorf, publishes it on the CHL sports site. So a little over 90 seconds to play here. Deer Park does not want to give a goal up here this late in the first half. If you're just joining us, all of the 3 goals that have been scored so far tonight have all happened in the first 10 minutes of the game. Clark got on the board early, and sorry about that. Didn't want to miss a play, but yeah, Clark got the score early with a Kelly Opt goal. They followed it up about 5 minutes later with a Ramsey goal to go up 2-0, and then Harrison comes in and pulls us within 1, and now we've got a dangerous free kick that goes over. Nice look by Rachel Walker. We got about 30 seconds left in the half. That'll probably do it for halftime, or for the first half, I should say. Again, halftime is about 10 minutes. We will step away. If you want to see any of the first half action, go ahead and rewind at this point.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, that is halftime. So we will be back in about 10 minutes. Join us for the second half. Alrighty, so welcome back to tonight's action. Scores currently 2-1. The Lady Cougars of Clark. Wildcats with plenty of opportunities in the first half. Goal by Harrison gets us within one. All of the goals happened in the first 10 minutes of the first half. Then it was just a defensive standstill the rest of the half. So Wildcats look to equalize quickly and then get this win. Throw in for the Cougars. Almost slipped her foot there. Walker gets it over to Sibilia. Eden should have probably touched that a little bit before. She had McGinn on the sideline who would have been in for a nice cross. So, and that you will see as the season goes on, it will get better. This is only their 5th game of the season together. So, and that's why these non-conference games are so important to get them, in sync with each other. They do have an injury. Don't know the extent of it, but hope for the best for her and that she can return this season for us. Nice save there by Joyner. With how hard of a shot that was, all she could have done was deflected that, and it is going for a counter. A-Rod is in. Goalkeeper had come out. Can't quite get across because the defense was able right there. Rachel wanted that ball right on her right foot for a shot, but instead they go toward her left. Novak gets it over to Sibilia. So promising attack for Deer Park doesn't lead to anything. The Cougar defense did a great job collapsing back, especially when their goalkeeper came out. So defense holding strong. Joyner scoops that up. Booming punt. Goes over the head of one defender. A-Rod gets it down to Harris. Walker's able to lock that in and get the touch. So it's Harrison. Long touch, so the goalkeeper is able to get that one. So a couple good attacks for Deer Park here in the first 4 minutes. Wildcats definitely came out of halftime a lot faster and stronger than we saw at the beginning of the first half. They're really settling in here. Joyner's able to cut off that cross. And again, my apologies. I'm still getting used to these new faces. Numbers are quite hard to see when you've got red numbers on a black jersey. They really don't pop as much as you would like. Love the uniforms, but it takes me a couple games to get who's who. I tend to listen to when our parents are yelling a little bit. So my apologies if I have incorrectly said one girl, if I've incorrectly said any of the names. I will get there, I promise. Clark on the attack. We're able to get that one up. And they are going to go back and I guess call a foul. So there was a little bit of contact as we are clearing it out. Ref initially said play on. And once we lost the ball, I guess he is pulling it back. So Walker plays it in. Walker plays it up. 50-50 ball, and Clark comes down with it. We look to trap them here in their corner. And Wildcats are able to do just that. It will be a throw in there on the far side. Walker touches it out to the corner. Harrison looked to cut it in, but is cut off by the Clark defender. And we have a Deer Park throw in. So all Wildcats here in the first 7 minutes of this half. And we have a couple volunteers over there for ball kids. Don't know if they are from Clark or if they are Deer Park, but either way, thank you. They had to get to the little fence. So Clark here on the attack. And we were able to get them off sides. You can tell our defense was, as they were crashing in, they kind of held up a little bit to try to pull them off sides. So offsides around that 25-yard line. Walk can't quite get a touch on it. And here we go. Speedy A-Rod, but their goalkeeper is able to come out and clear it and keep it in bounds. Sabila is able to regain possession for the Wildcats. Able to get a touch out for Novak, who bad touch gives it back to the Cougars. Again, another ball that if Delaney would have, thought to do the touch one step sooner, it would have been Walker there down the sideline. Either way, it's a Deer Park throw. Eden's touch goes out of bounds. We've got a Clark substitution.
Here's substitution number 15, Elias Alex Serrano.
All right, and for my Wildcat fans tuning in, Deer Park has beaten Blanchester in straight sets, so 3 sets. They won 25-20 in the first set, 25-19 in the second, and then 25-5. Stats are already loaded. Leading the way, kills wise, was sophomore Abby Woodley. Try to combine her two names there. Abby Beach with 19 assists. Good save there by Joyner. We have two individuals that had 5 aces apiece, and then senior libero Grace Loudon with 10 digs. So they will be live on DPSN tomorrow, taking on the Taylor Yellow Jackets. Should be a good game. So tune in for that one tomorrow.
Subbing into the game for the Wildcats, number 4, Paige Rainey.
All right, I am back. So we have a foul on the Wildcats. So dangerous free kick here, and it is scored. So goal for the Cougars. We got 27 minutes left of action. So Wildcats down by 2. And they're going to let them play on there through the contact. Ball goes out to Rainey, who entered in the game right before the goal was scored. Walker lost her footing, couldn't quite get the ball there. So we are on a breakaway, but they are calling offside all the way back up around that 40-yard line. So tough break for Clark. All right, so it's going to be a free kick for the Wildcats. Able to play that one through. Wildcats look to lock them in here. Plenty of time for Deer Park with 24 minutes left here in the game. And we have a foul called against the Cougars. Brookbank is able to get up after that hard hit. And Clark comes down the sideline. Lexi is able to scoop that one up. It's been a good game so far from freshman goalkeeper Lexi Joyner. Stewart enters the game. So the low mistake I have seen for Joyner is on that goal where she would have, at least from up here, it looked like she went all feet and she should have went hands. And that is something she'll just learn and grow as she gets more games in. You know, as a former goalkeeper myself, it is one of those things. The more you play, the more shots you see, more situations you see, the more confident you're going to be, and the easier your decision making is going to be. So, again, that's why these non conference games are really, really important, especially playing in. Oh, that looked like a bad throw. You know, because we play in a tough Cincinnati Hills League, and, you know, with the likes of Indian Hill, Madeira, Wyoming, Mariemont's typically strong. So these out of conference games is really where we are going to build these girls' confidence as the season goes on. So we got a throw in for the Cougars. Eden's trying to get around, can't quite do it. Walker with the pass up. their goalkeeper comes out to clear it. So their goalkeeper is playing more of like a sweeper style goalkeeping where she will, as we're looking to go off the top, if it's anywhere in kind of the center of the field, obviously we're playing on a football field, so definitely in between the hash marks, she is going to come out and get that. So Deer Park will need to go more in the corners to hopefully keep her in her box. Um, and really, we need to pressure her. You know, right now, with there still being 20 minutes left of the game, she is they can clear it up, score more goals. But there's a chance that as the game goes down, it's going to be more of, hey, I'm going to settle this down, take a little bit of time off the clock. We've seen it in the past where even just taking down 2, 3 seconds could be the difference here. With this being high school rules, where once the clock hits zero, you are finished, the clock goes down. Whereas if say watch an FC Cincinnati game or a pro game, any other pro game, um, international game, you'll see the clock go up. And that is where a ref can do added time based on, certain things that happen in the game. But in those instances, there is not clock stoppages like you see in school ball. So a little bit of a lesson there for the difference between club and high school. I was a ref for the club level for many years. It's kind of how I made my money through junior high and high school. And then once I came back from college, I re upped my certification, did that for a number of years. Um, naturally getting the call to go back, but I'm happy where I am right here. There is a official shortage, so if you have any desire to make some decent bit of side money and help us out, um, high school is definitely looking for more officials. So our defense comes through there on the sideline. So we are just under the halfway point of the first or the second half. My apologies. And they are going to give the ball to the Cougars. Don't know exactly if the ball went out there or if it was a bad throw. Again, our cameras are doing its best to track the ball um, and zoom when necessary. It's not a human doing it. So some of the times I don't fully, just like what you guys are saying, I don't fully see the ball go through. All right, so Wildcats are looking to get out of this offensive attack from the Cougars. Last couple minutes, it has been all Clark. So we need a big clearance here. Again, there is a ton of space between our defense. You can see like Rachel Walker and then our attack. There's quite a number of yards in between. So we need a big clearance, and here we go. So throw in for the Wildcats. And it will be out on Novak. Good job by the Clark defender to able to save that one from being a Deer Park throw and knock it off of a Wildcat. All right, so we are at 15 minutes to go here in this game. You know, there hasn't been a lot of major stoppages like we've seen in previous matches or games. And a good save by Joyner. And they are going to get her offside. So great save by Alexi Joyner. Going to be interested to see how many saves she comes away with in this one. Definitely saves what looked like was going to be a goal. So our women's soccer team will be back in action on Wednesday, and they are going to call, sorry to interrupt my train of thought, but they are going to call a foul there. So another dangerous free kick for Clark. This is around the spot where they scored their one earlier in the half. So we will see what happens here. This one's a little bit more kind of straight on. The other one came from more of like where the yardage markers are. This one is on the hash. So Wildcats look set up here. If I was Joyner, I would be prepared for a shot on goal. And this time they go low with that. And that ball is going to roll all the way back to Joyner. So what I was saying before the Clark free kick, we're going to hold on that a little bit longer. Alrighty, so these Wildcats, our women's soccer team, will be back in action on Wednesday. They will be back at home in some CHL action. It'll be live here on DPSN. So join us for that game as well. So Tong and Harrison re-enter the game for the Wildcats. So DPSN broadcast the rest of the week. We've got our volleyball teams in action tomorrow, our women's soccer team in action on Wednesday, and then Friday will be the CHL home opener for our football team as they take on CHL rival Reading. It will be our veterans and first responders night. So if you know someone or are a veteran first responder, we invite you to come and join us for some pregame festivities, honoring you before the game. We want to honor the work that you do for us or have done for us in the past. If you're active military as well, maybe on a leave, or you're a reserve member, come on out and join us as we honor and thank you for the work that you do for us. The theme for the night will be red, white, and blue. So, we will see all of that all throughout our stadium. So join us at Harry Yagi Stadium. Details posted or will be posted on social media, with timing for that, as well as a contact if you have any questions. So back to action. Deer Park is handling the attack from the Cougars. And that is going to be out for a Cougar corner kick.
Your substitution number 9, Samaya
Swegman
Swegman.
re-enters the game. We are under 10 minutes to go, so the Wildcats need to, obviously clear this ball out. Make sure you stay on your marks. The Cougar leading goal scorer, Opt, is back in the game, so clear out this corner kick and then score. Harrison is limping off the field, so hopefully she's all right. I know she was injured for a couple games there. She is our goal scorer from tonight's action, so hopefully it's nothing too serious, and we will see her hit the field again. All right, so that is out for a Deer Park throw. So Eden is looking to make something happen here. She had Walker there right in the middle, but Clark is able to get a boot on it, and it went out. Walker loses the ball there in the Clark defensive third. Brookbank gets turned around, and it will go out for a Clark throw. And Lexi scoops that one up. Big punt there. So just a little observation with Lexi's punts, our forwards are trying to backpedal at them. I would look for them to get confident with it and kind of face toward the goal we are attacking to and kind of run onto it. That way, it's easier to contend if a defender is looks like it's going to be a, on top of a defender, or if it bounces over their head, they're not having to kind of spin around and go. So that shot goes wide. So yeah, just a quick little observation there. But again, that will come with more time together in these game situations. Joyner being a freshman, so readjusting to that. If you look back at some of our games with Elizabeth Watson, that's what our attackers were doing there. But even with that, it took a little bit to kind of judge that. Um, so they'll get there. I have plenty of faith in our team and our athletes to, make those adjustments. So we are at the 5 minute mark. We have a handball or a foul called. And so we look to attack here. All right, and we are finally on its way. It squeaks past through the defense, and we can't quite get on the end of it. So that's another one where, if you look at our positioning, we play a lot with our back to the goal. So in those situations, we are having to do a complete turn. Um, and Lexi's able to get that one out. Clark takes that shot and goes out for a goal kick. Really hard to see those lines there. But as my coaches and trainers used to tell me, a punt or a drop kick is actually better than a goal kick. So maybe looking there, Lexi will scoop that one up and distribute it with a punt compared to a goal kick. So Delaney, and I didn't quite catch the first sub that was announced, get are in the game, looking to make a final push here in the remaining 3 minutes of this game. And they are saying our defender touched it, even though from here it looked like a complete whiff. But I will trust the vantage point of the officials. So it goes over the Clark midfielder. All right, and we are at that 2 minute mark. Wildcats need a big clearance here. Again, that looks like a bad throw. That looks like a complete twist. But I don't have the vantage points of the officials there on the field. So the ball gets played across. All right, so Wildcats hopefully will get this ball in quick. Ball gets played into Walker. Doesn't quite get cleanly saved by the Clark goalkeeper, but there was no Wildcats crashing. We are under a minute left to go here in this game. So 30 seconds left. Wildcats hope to get one more on the board here. And obviously Clark is wanting to pull this out with a 3-1 victory.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And that ball is scored with 0.1 seconds left. So that will do it for the game. Clark pulls out a buzzer beater goal in literally 0.01 was originally on the clock. They're going to let that run. So that will do it here for us with the Clark Cougars 4 and your Deer Park Wildcats 1. So join us tomorrow for some volleyball action, and thank you for joining me.
Final score